So, hello, welcome to our July Uspire Discover webinar. And these webinars, we started quite a while back actually, where one of our key visions is to inspire and create the finest commercial leaders in the world. And we started these webinars just to do that, to be able to bring some value once a month on a topic that's hopefully resonate with our
With
audience.
our audience.
Today, oh, I've got a little bit of what's going on there?
What's going
How weird. Never mind. Okay, so yeah, it resonates with our audience. We have got something to tell you. And what we've got to tell you is that in January, Uspire has partnered with a company called Business Doctors. Some of you may know this. Some of you are from Business Doctors. If you are, hello. And we've partnered with a company called Business Doctors, and Business Doctors work with SMEs, small to medium enterprises, to support them to grow with practical hands-on support. And this is the very first time we've had the opportunity to collaborate on a webinar with our Business Doctors partners. And I'm absolutely delighted that my partner Ryan, hi, I can see you there in my top corner. Ryan is going to be working with us today. Ryan has had a very long career already, and I know he only looks young, but he's had a very long career in learning and development, actually, with a number of different businesses. And he's also done 10 years as an Army reservist, focusing on talent and recruitment and all those people elements. And then in the last 3 years, he's been a business doctor and been supporting his clients, his businesses, to grow their businesses. And today, what he's going to do with us, he's going to share a 10-step process to grow a business. And he's going to tell us some stories about the things that he's done and the way that he's helped those businesses along the way. So, Ryan, I'm just so delighted to welcome you to our very first collaboration webinar. Ryan.
Brilliant. Thank you, Amanda. And thank you. Thank you for the introduction. Colin looks very young. Well, thank you very much. I think it was just the fact that my paper round when I was younger was downhill. That's all it was. So thank you for the introduction, and looking forward to actually talking you through these the 10 steps that we use at Business Doctors. So what I wanted to do is just start off with it doesn't matter whether you're an SME or not, in actual fact, because the 10 steps really does help everyone. So I want you to imagine anything from small or medium-sized business where it's entrepreneur owned and operated, all the way through to, it might be a corporate department. You might be leading a whole department that's been given a specific job to do within an organization. And the 10 steps continues to be used across all of that spectrum. So what does it do, and why do we have it? So at Business Doctors, we constantly and in various different ways get asked, oh, could you help us with this? Or could you talk to us about this? Or we're struggling with this. Where do we start? So the whole point of the 10 steps is for us to deliver a strategic review, a single point in time where we review everything, and then we say, right, let's have a look in the right direction now, rather than trying to wear multiple hats and do multiple things all at once and spin all those plates. So the way I would boil it down is we work to give clarity and direction to those leaders that are frustrated, ambitious, or challenged by something in their organization, and they want to do something about it. So you should all have access to the chat. And what I'd like to see from you is which one of those camps you sit in right now. Are you frustrated with something in your responsibility? Are you ambitious about an opportunity that you can take hold of? Or are you challenged by something and not too sure what to do about it, or what you could do about it? And you'll see that's a whole spectrum. So give me a yes, they're all three. Thank you very much. Give me a couple of things in the chat, and I'll be able to pick up on them and use them throughout the next 45 minutes. Absolutely, Amanda. Frustrated, ambitious, or challenged. Doesn't matter what it is, but how do you feel? What do you resonate towards right now?
Justin is challenged. Quite a few people got challenged.
Oh,
2 people ambitious.
me, that's a little old me.
Fantastic. Ambitious and challenged. Many ambitious and challenged.
Perfect. Okay, we've got lots of ambitious, yeah, and lots of challenge. Brilliant. Okay, well, this bit will definitely resonate with you then. So we don't just look at that individual operation, department, or company solely. So if you think about a small or medium sized organization that is owner operated, you will probably, and I'm sure I'll see your heads nodding right now, is that you wear multiple hats as the shareholder, the exec team, and the delivery team. And actually, some of that frustration can come from the fact that you wear so many hats and you have to be so many things to so many people. So a lot of where we start, and we take a little bit from Simon Sinek here, on the very first step is why. So he tells us start with why, and we do exactly that. So even if we're looking at an individual organization, we'll always go all the way back to the shareholders and ask the original question: why does this organization exist in the first place? What is it supposed to do? And actually, we use a really controversial word. We ask them to be selfish. We want you to be really, really selfish just for the next 5 minutes while we ask you that question. What is it that you were trying to do or are doing when you set this organization up? Because it's really, really important. Because often we can be really busy fools and we build a thing and it ends up being hugely successful or unsuccessful, but we're still miserable about it. And we can be miserably successful because we built a great thing, but it wasn't the thing that we wanted in the first place. So we always go back with why. And sometimes that's the absolute core of our frustrations of frustrated, challenged, or ambitious. So that's the very first thing. And we also look at personal aspirations. So we don't just broad brush it, we look at individual aspirations, because we could have multiple stakeholders or even multiple shareholders, etc. So the next bit, unsurprisingly, is step 2, which is where we open up the idea of values and beliefs. And we get rid of some of the more fluffy words like values and beliefs that have multiple connotations, and we just use the word DNA. What is the DNA of this business? And that's a mixture, and let's not get down to semantics. That's a mixture of values, beliefs, mission statements, purpose, and all these different things. And we figure out what is it that we've actually got, and are we happy about it? And that can start to feed into the exec, because the exec team, so whether that is the directors running the business, or it might even be the day-to-day operator that's the owner operator, or it could be the managers running that department or the heads of department, etc. They actually control and influence that culture. And they actually stand for what is acceptable and what isn't. And sometimes, I'm sure you've all been part of departments and organizations that have accepted poor culture and haven't done anything about it. And we'll see later on how that's really unhelpful. And then the next bit is step 3, and that's purpose. So we don't dwell on all the different things that get written in the reception area on the wall that means nothing to anyone. Now, just roughly speaking, I can already see a couple of smiles there. Have you seen an organization that has values and beliefs, and 1, nobody knows what they are, and 2, you just laugh when you read them because it sounds like everybody else's? Yeah. So what I do here is I do a little bit of an exercise, and I forget all of that, and I call it the moments of truth. When that shareholder set up that business, they had core values, core beliefs, and they had a purpose. And there were moments that they wanted to replicate as a business. And I'm sure there are things that you do within your departments, within your organizations, your companies, or whatever it might be, that really make you proud and you want to protect. And sometimes, every now and again, you'll hear it. It will come out of people's mouth. They'll say, well, why are we doing that? Because it's the right thing to do. It's the right thing to do according to who? Now, you might have actually caught on to a value or a core purpose. So I'll give you a really high-flying one. So I chose one that everyone will have heard of, which is Microsoft. And their core purpose is to empower every person and every organization on the planet to achieve more. And if the thing that we are doing does that, then it's the right thing to do. If it cuts against it, then it's against our purpose and we shouldn't. And that's what your values, beliefs, and DNA should be telling you. It's not really nice words printed lovely on a nice poster at the back of the reception desk. And so we really pragmatically get to the bottom of that straight away, literally at step 3. So there you go. What we then do is we get straight to the customer, because it's all well and good having a purpose, all having a good reason for being, but you have to connect that to your customer. And usually we end up reframing what that purpose is to bring the customer back into the room. And you quite literally have to do it, because quite often we have these values and this purpose that's a little bit more about what we do and less about why we're doing it and who we're doing it for. So we spend just a little bit of time reframing that to make sure that we've got a solid foundation to get started. Now, all of that I've just told you in that first third of the 10 steps is what we call the start of our strategic review. And quite often it causes arguments, because you've got shareholders, you've got an exec, you might even have a small team of the delivery team around one table, and everyone's version of events is a bit different. And someone pulls out an old version of the values, and maybe someone at some point pulls out a shareholder agreement or things like that. And that's why we do the reframe, and we do it in a single point in time. Where is everybody right now? And it takes flip charts sometimes, and with the moments of truth, sometimes it takes a little bit of an exercise with brown paper all the way around the room, and we've mapped out the customer journey. And sometimes it's really easy because they are absolutely 1000% clear on what it is that they need to do. But that's the first third.